Let's go to the man of the day. Everyone's watching. Dave McCormick, running for Senate in Pennsylvania. Dave, how you doing, sir?
Hey, Mike. How are you, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. I feel good. We ended strong last night. Final rally with President Trump here in Pittsburgh. And beautiful day. Beautiful warm day, which is great for us. I think we're going to have terrific turnout. And I think we're going to win. I think President Trump's going to win. I think I'm going to win. And but it depends on all your everybody who's listening from Pennsylvania. We got to get you out to vote today. And the choice could not be more clear. It's between strength and weakness. The weakness you see of Biden, Harris, and Casey. It's between common sense policies to get our border secure and our economy back on track and law and order in our cities versus this radical liberal agenda. And it's a choice between change to get us on a different path to save the country versus the status quo, or worse, that comes with Bob Casey in particular. This guy's a career politician that's voted 98.6% of the time with Biden Harris. So I think that choice has really gotten just clear in everybody's mind in the last couple of weeks, and that's why I think we've seen momentum in the polls, and that's why I think we'll prevail today.
I can't wait. Can't wait. So we looked at the early vote numbers, and in 2020, the Democrats had a 1.1 million early vote advantage, and going into today, we have whittled that down to only a 412,000 vote advantage, and there's a lot of Republicans celebrating that. Me too, but also it's like, oh, we're still losing.
Yeah.
Like if they stop the election today, like right now, we lose.
Yeah.
So what is your argument that, oh, well, maybe those are all just a bunch of Republicans who already voted that there's no more left.
Yeah. Well,
how do we know we can overcome this?
Well, we don't. We have to go do it. But those are ballots submitted. The number will be bigger than 400 because that includes independents and some Republicans that'll vote Democrat. But it'll be over 500 by a bit, but not much more. And that's many hundreds of thousands better than 2022. And as you said, almost a million or a little bit less than a million better than 2020. So two things are happening. One is you got Republicans that are going out to vote by mail-in ballot. And some of those will be voters that would have already come out, but we got their vote in the bank now. And some of them will be new voters because there's been a huge spike of registration for Republicans, many hundreds of thousands more Republicans now. But the second thing for the Democrats, this has been the way, these mail-in ballots have been the way that they've been successful. They beat us by mail-in ballots so decisively, it's been hard for us to overcome them on Election Day, even though we've won Election Day with in-person voting. So what has to happen now is the Democrats have to have a huge turnout. And it's hard to imagine that the lack of mail-in ballots for Democrats doesn't reflect a lack of enthusiasm for their candidates. And that's certainly what I see on the campaign trail. Listen, Kamala Harris is probably, I'm not going to say probably, almost certainly a much worse candidate for Pennsylvania than Joe Biden. Joe Biden, for all his problems, was Scranton Joe, knew every union leader, every county commissioner, and every Democratic county commissioner. Kamala Harris is a radical San Francisco liberal who's out of touch with Pennsylvania. And I think that's why you're seeing this dampening enthusiasm. So listen, we got to go win this right now, and that's why President Trump was here yesterday. That's why I have run so hard in these final weeks to get us where we are. But if we have a good turnout today, we're going to win.
Okay. I've been yesterday. I did my rousing. I was rousing yesterday, Dave. I gave my rousing final call to action to stand in line, invoking the pilgrims and their perilous journey across the Atlantic, Dave. I was very dramatic. Channel Valley Forge, crossing the Delaware. I don't care.
Mike,
D-Day, whatever it is.
I'm sorry I missed that. That's
right. It was great. It was the greatest radio performance ever. But really, I was thinking of Pennsylvania, and I was envisioning, a lot of madness and craziness in Bucks County and some other places that we've seen, cutting lines off early and all this just craziness. So what's the game plan today, and what's the encouragement?
Man, we got to play whack-a-mole. Anytime there's even the slightest suggestion of something inappropriate, we have to swarm it. And that's what's happening. We got 7,000 election observers across, hundreds of thousands of polling sites. We have 500 lawyers deployed across our great Commonwealth. And every time there's the slightest problem, those observers have to jump into it. That's what happened. You never want to see these things, but that's what happened in Bucks County. immediately, we swarmed it and went to court, and they got an extension on submission of mail-in ballots. That's what's happening in Lancaster County, where there was some looks like evidence of fraudulent voter registration. The district attorney is now prosecuting that. So, listen, there's always going to be stuff, and we got to be vigilant. But I think we got resources and focus, and people are primed. And Michael Whatley, who is the chairman of the RNC, has told President Trump, he's told me that Pennsylvania is the number one place that we got to make sure we have the utmost voter integrity. And so, listen, I'm deeply paranoid, and we got to be vigilant. But I feel like we're very focused on this, which should give us all some confidence.
Okay, 2 more questions. I'll let you get back to work. When the results are coming in tonight, polls close at what time in Pennsylvania?
8. Polls close
so
at 8.
I read that. Okay, so and by the way, if you're in line at 8,
you gotta stay.
They can't kick you out of line.
You gotta stay.
So you stay in line until you vote, but get there way before 8. Don't even push it. So I read that Pittsburgh counts faster than Philadelphia. What are you looking at as the results start coming in tonight that we should be looking at to be encouraged?
Well, the thing that you think that people have to get in their head, and it can be frustrating, but because Democrats are going to win mail-in ballot, right? So it's just what we just talked about. So and Republicans are going to win election day. So the question is whether we can win election day by more than the Democrats have won the mail-in ballot. So the early returns on mail-in ballot are going to be very decisively Democrat. And then over time, as we count the ballots in Allegheny County and elsewhere that are of-day voting, that gap's going to close. And so we are very focused on making sure we understand what our expectations should be county by county. And listen, I think there's going to be a great turnout. I feel it everywhere I go. We were at this rally last night with President Trump. All behind him are these guys with hard hats. It's all the trade unions, which have all nationally endorsed Biden or Harris and endorsed Casey. But you go to the parking lots and you walk through these parking lots. There's pickup of the job sites. There's pickup trucks, gun racks, Trump signs, McCormick signs. We have a coalition this time. I think that's going to be beyond the traditional coalition. You see it in young people on college campuses. You see it in the African-American community, the Hispanic community, the Jewish community. I live here in Pittsburgh and Squirrel Hill, big Jewish population. I think you're going to see big movement there. So I think as the night goes on, we're going to see some outperformance in same-day voting for some of these communities that are traditionally much more Democrat. So that's what we're looking for. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yep, that's same. We'll be watching. What are you doing today? What's your schedule?
I'm going to go. I've already voted, but I'm going to go with my wife, and she's going to vote, and then we're going to get on the campaign bus, and we're going to go to a bunch of voting sites and shake hands, thank volunteers, and encourage people, to get through this, and then I'm going to go do a long workout and go thank my supporters at a watch party, and hopefully later tonight be able to declare victory.
Man, when are you going to watch the results? Or how are you going to be watching them? Where are you going to be?
We're in Pittsburgh, and we've got a hotel downtown where we've got a big ballroom that's going to be filled with supporters, and we've got people coming from all over the place. We have people coming in across our Commonwealth and across the country to watch it. So we're going to have a number, I think 300 or 400 people probably tonight. And my family will all be there, my kids, my mom and dad, my wife's mom and dad. So, this is a family affair. You put yourself out there, whether your family wants it or not. It's a contact sport.
Yeah, right. And how are you able to do a workout today?
I'm going to stop at about 4 and before I go meet all the supporters, and I'm going to get a good workout in. That's what I've always done in my life.
What are you gonna do?
I got a gym in my house. I got a gym in my house, so I'm gonna.
Okay. So lift some weights.
I'm gonna hit the gym. That's right. Hit the gym.
That's good, man. You got to get that anxiety out.
I had a tiger, baby. Like the only I had a tiger.
All right, Dave. Look forward to celebrating tonight. Appreciate you.
Thanks, man. Have a good day.
That's it. Dave McCormick. He's going to be the next senator.